Number 49 Squadron was a bomber squadron of the Royal Air Force from 1938 to 1965. They were the first squadron to receive the Hampden in September 1938. The squadron achieved notoriety through the Victoria Cross awarded to Rod Learoyd on a raid in 1940 and for being the squadron which dropped the atomic bombs in Operation Grapple. The squadron was formed at Swinate Down, near Dover, Kent, England in April 1916. In November 1917, the squadron deployed to France and their first operation was in the Battle of Cambrai. When the First World War ended, 49 Squadron became part of the occupying forces and disbanded in Germany in July 1919. The squadron was reformed in February 1936 from seed flight on No. 18 Squadron at RAF Bircham Newton. The squadron initially reformed with Hind aircraft and relocated to RAF Scampton in March 1938. In September of the same year, the squadron started accepting Hampden aircraft, the first operational squadron to do so. During the Second World War they carried out the attack on the Dortmund EMS Canal on August 12, 1940. In 1942 No. 49 Squadron converted to Manchester's, then Lancaster's, and in October led No. 5 Group's epic dusk attack on the Schneider Armament and Locomotive Works at Le Creuset. In 1943 the squadron took part in the first shuttle bombing raid, when the targets were Friedrichshafen and Spezia, and the famous raid on Peenemünde. Among the targets which it attacked during 1944 were the coastal gun battery at Lappernelle on the Normandy coast, and the VA-1 flying bomb storage sites in the caves at Saint-Lô-d'Esserin on the River Oise, some 30 miles northwest of Paris. In December 1944, it took part in a raid on the German Baltic fleet at Gdynia, and in March 1945, was represented in the bomber force which so pulverized the defenses of Basel just before the crossing of the Rhine that commandos were able to seize the town with only 36 casualties. The squadron remained with Lancasters until it was re-equipped with Lincolns in November 1949. They carried out 2 tours of duty during the Kenyan Mau Mau uprising from November 1953 to January 1954 and from November 1954 to July 1955. During both these tours it was commanded by squadron leader Alan E. New at DFC. After returning to the UK, the squadron was disbanded at RAF Upwood on 1 August 1955. During their second tour of Operation Avril Lincoln SX 984 was lost in an accident. They operated the Vickers Valiant from RAF Woodering and RAF Marang from May 1, 1956 until May 1, 1965. The sole remaining Vickers Valiant, XD-818, the one that dropped the first British hydrogen bomb at Christmas Island with 49 SQN as part of Operation Grapple, is preserved at the RAF Museum Cosford, near Wolverhampton. The SX-984 was lost in a crash on February 19, 1955 while serving in Kenya during the Mau Mau uprising. On returning from an operational bombing sortie at 1,540 hours, some 1 hour 25 minutes flying time, total airborne time to the moment of the crash was 1 hour 33 minutes, the pilot of SX-984 carried out several unauthorized low passes over the police hunt at Githunguri, where another 49 Squadron crew was paying a visit. On the third such pass SX-984 struck the roof of the hunt and a telegraph pole, breaking off part of the wing and some of its nose. It went into a steep climb, stalled and crashed to the ground 8 miles north-northwest of Kiambu, killing 5 members of the crew and 4 civilians on the ground. A visiting crew member called Pearson managed to pull the rear gunner from the wreckage, but he died a few hours later of his injuries. The finding of the Board of Inquiry was that the accident was caused by willful disobedience of orders and unauthorized low flying. There is a memorial window to the crew and civilians killed in the crash in St. Leonard's Church, Sandridge in Hertfordshire, UK. Halley, James J. The Squadrons of the Royal Air Force in Commonwealth 1918 to 1988. Tunbridge, Kent, UK. Air Britain, 1988. ISBN 0851301649. Jefford, CGRAF Squadrons, a comprehensive record of the movement and equipment of all RAF squadrons and their antecedents since 1912. Shrewsbury, Shropshire, UK, Airlife Publishing, 2001. ISBN 1-84037-141-2. Late, Alan. Flying units of the RAF, the ancestry, formation, and disbandment of all flying units from 1912. Shrewsbury, Shropshire, UK, Airlife Publishing, 1999. ISBN 9781840370867.